Hello and welcome to another Bets Unwrapped podcast live show, whatever you want to call it. We are here joined by with Alex Valdez. How are you doing, Alex?
I'm good, Corey. How are you, Mr. Yachtman, sir?
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. You don't often get a chance to go on a yacht, so yeah,
Well,
very
hopefully we
interesting.
win tonight so you can get another experience.
So I can just own a yacht. That'd be awesome. Uh, anyway, so how's your week been going, bro?
It's been good. The NBA prop. I've been more thankful in December than I was in November. I think I'm up
Yeah.
like 14 units this month. So I was down 11, so I'm up 3 over the last 2 months. So things are going good.
Yeah, and that's the way it goes sometimes, up and down, roller coaster. Don't get too high on the highs, don't get too low on the lows, and keep grinding. So let's get into the NFL and our player props for this week, week 14 already. Game. So we got the Las Vegas Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 10-point favorites in this game. Just looking at this game, I think the Chiefs' role in this game. The Raiders have been super resilient this year. I just don't know how resilient they can be if they decide to try to do what they do again against this Chiefs offense. I think this might be the actual spot the Chiefs look like the Chiefs again, like they did a few weeks ago against the Raiders.
Definitely.
Was there anything that popped out for you as far as player props on this one?
Yeah, so there were two for me. One was Tyreek Hill over 77.5 receiving yards. He's had double-digit targets in 4 of the last 5, and he's actually covered this in his last 3 matchups against the Raiders. And another one, I don't know if you like trends or just following kind of the way a player plays during a winning streak. So Mahomes under 16.5 rushing yards during their 5-game winning streak. He's gone under in all of them, including their last matchup against his last matchup against the Raiders. And the Raiders have kept quarterbacks under 16.5 yards rushing in 4 of the last 5, which isn't always the best stat because not all quarterbacks run. But I really like this Mahomes under prop.
Yeah, I don't mind those at all. I also like Hunter Renfro over 6.5 catches. He's had 9 and 8 respectively last 2 games. He's gone over 100 in 2 games as well. His yardage is at 69.5. He's recorded 102 plus receiving yards in the last 2 games. And yeah, Hunter Renfro has been heavily targeted in this offense, much to the demise of every other receiver in this offense. So I really
And no
like
Darren Waller either.
exactly. I mean, that's why I like the receptions even more. And you're getting plus money on that. It's at $2.07. So you're getting pretty good value with Hunter Renfro over 6.5 catches. Foster Moreau is interesting at 33.5. It was a bit of a sweat though last week. Other than that, I mean, I think Hill's a good call. Kelsey's interesting as well at 75.5. So we need one. What do you think we go with? Hill?
Kind of like, yeah, I like Tyreek Hill in the spot.
All right. We'll lock Tyreek Hill into the Power Parlay. And if you're here for the first time ever, Power Parlay, we just try to get you one prop from every game and we see what it ends up at the end of the day. And we try to get basically a lotto ticket. So that's what the goal is at the end of this. So the next game is the New Orleans Saints and the New York Jets. We got the Saints are 5-point favorites in this game. The total's at 43. The Saints are going to be starting Taysom Hill again. I don't know how anyone feels about that. They've won. The Saints have won their last 9 games before a division game. That is the most random trend of all time. So throwing that out, looking here at player props. Is there anything that stands out? I know Alvin Kamara's back. Do we believe in Kamara being healthy enough to take the workload here with Mark Ingram on the COVID list, or are you looking elsewhere?
I actually went Alvin Kamara on both rushing and receiving. separately. We can combine the two if you're interested in that. But Jets give up the fourth most rushing yards with Ingram and Montgomery being out. He's going to have the volume, so I like the rushing at I got it at 69.5. And he's at 70. Okay. And then I liked the over 33.5 receiving yards. He got 7 targets last week, and he caught 4 and had 54 yards receiving last week. So I like for that trend to continue too. So I'm all in on Alvin Kamara.
Well, I like Alvin Kamara in this game as well. Looking at Taysom Hill's rushing yards at 54.5, I think that's about right. But I do think he can scramble at any moment. Like, he's not like your typical drop back passer. So I really like his rushing stats, just because he's more of a runner anyway. In hindsight, so looking at last week, he had 101 yards rushing, so on 11 attempts. And I think with Kamara there, teams are going to kind of respect that ability as well. So if they're running, read option stuff, the perk of the read option is that you're putting the runner in the best situation. So the quarterback keeps it; he's in the perfect situation. If the running back takes it, he's in the perfect situation. Like, that's the whole idea of it. So, like either of those guys in that situation, I like Taysom Hill over 54.5 yards rushing. We can always do alts. We can put 40 plus for Taysom at $1.33. Taysom 50 plus is $1.67. Then we got Kamara receiving. We can put both Kamara receiving and rushing in there as well.
Do you want to go crazy and put Kamara rushing, receiving, and anytime?
No.
Or too much for you?
We can do Kamara rushing and receiving, though.
I'm for it.
I'm getting... Yeah, all right, cool. It's in. I was getting a little freaked out a little bit. But we're good. We got Jacksonville Jaguars and Tennessee Titans. The Titans are 8.5-point favorites in this game. The total is at 43.5. The Titans come in this one against the Jags, licking their wounds, starting to get some guys back. Is Julio Jones going to play?
I've seen that he's activated, so I'm assuming I haven't seen anything against him playing this week, so I think it's safe to assume he's back.
I do have Julio Jones player prop, so that's a good sign that he is going to play at the moment. So this Jags team is not good. This Tennessee team badly needs a win. I could see, Ryan Tannehill has recorded 21 plus rushing yards in 4 of the Titans' last 5 games against AFC South opponents. The Jaguars can get out the quarterback a little bit. I could see Tannehill having to run around a little bit in this one. Is there anything that stands out to you looking over the props?
I know we've joked about it. I think it was last week, but Laquan Treadwell at over 33.5. He's had 53 and 62 with 8 and 5 targets, respectively. So I think, I like that line at 33.5. I think that's well within the range, and with how banged up the receiving core is, I like that. I like his line there.
Yeah, I
didn't have much else.
Laquan, look, he was a first-round draft pick, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I'm just checking his what catches did he have? He had 8 catches or 4 and 4. I do like his reception total. It's at 2.5. You mentioned it. As for other props in this game, like LaVisca, I'm staying away from at the moment. Rushing props wise, Foreman's interesting. It's at 56.5. Dontrell Hilliard's at 42.5. It'll be interesting to see how their backs are deployed. I'm guessing that McNichols is back now, so that muddies it up a little bit. But the way that, this Jags run defense isn't the greatest in the world, so could definitely see something happening with that. Ryan Tannehill over 1.5 touchdown passes, paying $1.96. That's a little bit interesting. Trevor Lance to throw interceptions $1.59 if you're getting frisky. So, are we putting Treadwell into the power parlay?
I mean, if we're gonna put him in there, I mean, we could play it safe and get the reception total just because it looks like he's been targeted enough to at least garner 3 catches. So I'd feel pretty confident with him with the tight end running back position, just because it's so volatile. I don't know. I don't know how
I like
if you've
Foreman.
got a gut feeling.
I like Foreman.
If you got a gut feeling on who you think's going to get enough volumes to hit their total, I'll trust you. I don't have a read on their backfield.
I say we take Foreman 50 plus. It's $1.53. And yeah, we run away far away from this game. And we can always go alt Laquan Treadwell 25 plus as well. So we go Foreman 50 plus and Treadwell 25.
Okay, I like that. If we're gonna go outlines, we can kind of double it up and kind of just try to, add 2 instead of 1. So okay, I like that.
All right, cool. Next game is the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are 2.5-point favorites in this game. The total is at 42.5. The Browns basically played the Ravens, had a bye, and now get to play the Ravens again. That was an ugly game. I believe it was like 16-10 the last time they played. What do you like in this game?
There are 2 props that caught my eye. One was Lamar Jackson to complete over 19.5 passes. Browns have allowed that in 9 of 12 games, 4 of last 5, and Lamar himself has covered in 4 of the last 5. And the other one I like is Marquis Brown over 4.5 receptions. He's covered in his last 5 games, and he caught 8 of 10 against the Browns. And in his last 5 games, he's had 14, 12, 13, 10, and 7 targets. So Lamar is looking at him early and often.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I like Nick Chubb over 15.5 rushing attempts. I think Cleveland's really going to try to run the ball as much as they possibly can. This Ravens defense is not what we think of when we think of Ravens defenses. So I like Nick Chubb over 15.5 carries. Rushing wise, I mean, Kareem Hunt's interesting. Lamar Jackson's longest run is at 16.5. That's interesting. Jarvis. What are we doing on Jarvis, man?
Oh, man. Let's see. I feel like he's been kind of stuck in that 4 catch range. So, what's his line at 4.5?
5.5 receptions.
5.5. Let me see.
He had maybe have 7 and 100 yards against Cleveland or against the Ravens last game.
Against the Ravens, he had 10 targets, caught 6 for 111. So he definitely ate against the Ravens. But before that, he had 4, 3, and 5 receptions.
Look, I kind of like Lamar. We're moving from Jarvis. I kind of like Lamar's rushing yards. It's at 61.5. He's recorded 103 plus rushing yards in each of the Ravens' last 2 road games against the Browns. The strategy right now against the Ravens is to blitz him, rush him, stay in your lanes, and force him to make quick decisions. He hasn't done that well, but I do like his rushing yards as well in this game. But you like Marquis Brown, right?
I do.
Over yards?
See what are his yards at? Because I like this for 4.5.
That's not too high.
Yeah, you know what? With the targets and just him being such a speed threat, I mean, I if he gets those targets, I don't see him not getting the over on that.
Yeah. All right. Let's do Marquis Brown over 54.5 yards receiving. And we'll move on from that game, and we'll go to the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. The Falcons are getting 2.5 points in Carolina. Interesting. I kind of feel like this should be a pick'em game. The Falcons are a very interesting 2.5 point take here and grabbing on the money line as well. So I wouldn't be totally opposed to that. But as for props, what do you like in this one?
There's one in particular that caught my eye. It's Matt Ryan under 1.5 pass touchdowns. Panthers have only allowed one quarterback all season to throw 2 touchdowns against them, and they do allow the second least amount of pass yards with 176.7. So I think they keep Matt Ryan out of there at least twice.
Wow, that's a bold call because if the Falcons are going to win this game, it's going to be
Got to be through the air.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's going to be chucking it around. So that's an interesting call. My favorite here is my guy Russell Gage. Like, he's been an absolute money machine. Russell Gage over 4.5 receptions. I can't believe it's still at 4.5. He had 11 for 130 last game, 6 for 62, 5 for 49, 7 for 64. Those are his last 4 games. Before that, he had 4 for 67 and 5 for 28. So he's only missed this, once in 6 games in the last 6 games. So I like Russell Gage over 4.5 catches. I think it's pretty solid. He's basically Calvin Ridley light. He's a possession receiver. And, yeah, he just continues to get those underneath routes, the comeback routes, the third down routes. Matt Ryan's looking for him when he's in trouble. So I like Russell
I'm pretty
Gage.
sure the line is where it's at because in their earlier season matchup, he didn't even register a catch. So I think that's probably why the line stayed at 4.5, even though he's been just a killer on those reception totals.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, someone's got to catch the ball in this game.
Yeah.
For the Falcons, so I don't see them just staying on the ground the whole game. Although we could definitely do that. Carter Patterson's rushing yards at 56.5. Rush attempts at 13.5. I think Cam Newton runs the shit out of the ball in this game. I'm not gonna lie.
I do too.
33.5 rushing. I think with firing of Joe Brady. Because he didn't run enough. Like, what? I fully expect tons of read option. I expect Cam Newton to crush 33.5 yards. Like, looking at his alt line, I'm probably going to be betting his 50+ this week. It's $3.60. I think that's really good value. Get 3.5 times your money there. So I like Cam Newton over 33.5, but we can go with whatever you want. Do you want to go receptions here? Do you want to go Cam? Do you want to go something else?
Let's go with Gage. You're right. Someone's got to catch the ball in this game, and he's been the most consistent receiver in the last few weeks for the Falcons.
All right, Russell Gage is in the Power Parlay. We're up to $54.66 in our parlay so far. So we move on to the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team. The Cowboys are 4.5-point favorites in this game. The total's at 48, and this Cowboys team, are they gonna? I feel like they're kind of like sleepwalking through this whole thing.
I agree.
Yeah, it just kind of seems a bit off kilter a little bit, but we'll see what happens with these guys and how they respond against a hot Washington football team who's been absolutely amazing on third downs. Like, they were one of the worst teams on third downs to start the season. And during this win streak, they're the second best team on third downs. I think converting over 50% of their third down plays. So, what do you like in this game? Is there anything that popped up for you?
My guy, Antonio Gibson. I like his rushing total. I got it at 67.5, and even with it. Is McKissick playing? I know he's still in the concussion protocol, but he's been doing side drills, so he's back on the field, just not.
I don't think you're going to let him back yet. But.
Yeah, so even if he did play, I do like his total because it looks like they're finally getting the best out of each with letting Antonio Gibson run the ball and letting McKissick just beat linebackers. So I like Gibson's rushing total. And I also liked Scary Terry at over 62.5 yards receiving. He's kind of had some off games, but I don't know. I think this was a divisional matchup, and then we all love coach speak with what's his name? What's the Dallas coach's name?
McCarthy.
McCarthy saying that they're gonna win this game. I'm sure Scary Terry's gonna do his gonna have his way with this Dallas secondary.
Yeah, he definitely could, and I like the passing options here for the Dallas Cowboys. I just think this Washington football team secondary isn't very good. Michael Gallup is at 47.5. Don't like him as much. I like CeeDee Lamb over 73.5. Amari Cooper 54.5 is interesting. And Dalton Schultz at 42.5 is also interesting. Dalton Schultz over 3.5 catches. It's paying $1.60. I mean, looking at quarterback props real quick, what's Heineke's completions at?
I think 22.5. Yeah, no, it's been a very fruitful.
22.5 again. I think I like it again. It's at $2 right now. What?
I definitely think it's going to be a competitive game, and the one thing that for this prop is Heinicke will take what the defense gives them, so they'll have their long, methodical drives, and even on those like short 5-6 play drives, they'll get 3 or 4 completions. It's probably one of the least sweaty props I've had over the last few weeks.
Yeah, I really like it. I think he's been consistent.
And it's paying $2 too. That's awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, 23 last
I'm
game,
with that.
27, 16, 26, 24. I think that's the way we can go. We're going to take Heinicke over 22.5 pass completions. Again, we're getting the plus money there. So we'll grab that, and we'll head to the Seattle Seahawks and the Houston Texans. Oh, this game's so gross. 8.5. The Texans getting 8.5. I don't think that's enough. I like the Seahawks to cover here. This is obvious teaser leg. Taking 6, making that down to 2.5 for the Seahawks, and then adding that with someone else, maybe like the Ravens plus 8.5. Looks like a nice little teaser leg. So, or taking the Chargers down to 3 against the Giants that we'll talk about later on. But Seahawks, Texans, Davis Mills is quarterback. What do you like about this game, if anything?
So this one's just a little bit of like kind of a gut call, but like DK Metcalf over 59.5 yards receiving. He got that last game. I see him and Wilson
palpitations talking about DK Metcalf.
100%, but I thought about Lockett, but then again, like Lockett's one of those guys that once you get comfortable with him, he'll break your heart. So it's DK Metcalf. I really like that one. Or this one's dangerous. Freddy Swain, who's had 2 and 3 targets in his last 2 games, over 14.5 yards receiving. So if you want to sweat, but not sweat with DK, I like Freddy Swain.
I am not sweating with either of those guys. I like Tyler Lockett. Lockett came through for us last week. I think, look, he's recorded 90-plus receiving yards in 6 of the Seahawks' last 7 regular season games as a favorite. This Texans defense loves to play zone. I like Lockett in this game to get 70-plus. I'm going to be looking at his alt lines later as well. 70-plus is paying $2.10, 80-plus $2.70. So a little bit extra there. I like my guy Brandon Cooks with Davis Mills at quarterback. Davis Mills came into the game and immediately peppered him with like 3 catches. Brandon Cooks over 56.5. He's not played well the last few weeks, but I think this is the week with Davis Mills back at quarterback, which is kind of weird because he started out so hot with Tyrod, and then Tyrod kind of just started running more, started hitting some other guys, and then Davis Mills came into the game last week and just gave Cooks all his work. So I like Cooks in this game as well. So what do we go with? Do we take your DK Metcalf over 59.5, or do we take
what's Cook's reception total at?
Cook's reception total is 4.5. Like 5?
I kind of like the 5, especially with what you were saying about the way he gets peppered. I think Davis Mills is going to lean on his all reliable, especially the way we've seen him play. He'll definitely pepper him. I mean, if there's a game for Brandon Cooks to kind of right the ship on his season stats, this is probably the week.
All right. I trust him. Let's go.
Let's go, Cooks.
We had a comment from Perry USN on Colorcast. He said, "So much money to be made this week, but ugly with all the players out. Definitely,
Yeah.
just enough thing."
Thoughts and prayers to everybody who needs a win who has Jonathan Taylor on bye this week.
Oh, it's brutal out there. Check your fantasy lineups before Sunday for sure. I had Jamal Williams in the league. I'm like, yeah, Jamal Williams, and they're like COVID. I'm like, damn it. I got like Jeff Wilson, and I'm like filling in some guys. Like I had Claypool on my bench in that league, and I needed. It's just a mess now, and I had to like flop some guys around and picked up and then it looks like Hawkinson, who we're about to talk about now.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah, so it's just like I had to pick up Jared Cook, and I'm like all over the place. Like, never mind. No one cares.
And I have one league we're in one league where the fantasy playoff started this week. So, thoughts and prayers to everybody with week 14 buys.
All right, this game, Detroit Lions and the Denver Broncos. No one's playing for Detroit. I don't know how they're going to field the team. No, I'm just kidding. They are 10-point.
They called me.
Total is 42.5. Where do we look at? We look at the running back market for. Well, I can't even look at the running back market. There is no running back market at the moment.
It wasn't available for me either. No, I would have looked at. I would have looked at Melvin. I would have looked at Javonte. Neither of them were available. I was hoping that by the time that we started this episode, we would have it, but we don't. But I did find one stat that you might find some hope in. I found
some plays right here. Just go ahead,
Okay. No, obviously Josh Reynolds. He's definitely a fun one.
Josh Reynolds is definitely going in.
What's Josh Reynolds' longest reception? I know that's a sweat one for sure.
Josh Reynolds' longest reception is at 18.5.
18.5. Okay, that's interesting.
That way over 28 and 39 last two games.
Yeah. Broncos secondary is plus in my opinion. Yeah. This is one I found, and I kind of dug into the stats into this one to get it. So, where is Noah Fant on yards this week? Because I saw it pretty low. Okay, so I saw it at 31.5. So I actually got this one. So Lions in their last 5 games against quality tight ends. So like not just like the Saints with Juwan Johnson and those guys, but like quality tight ends. They have allowed 4 out of those 5 to get over the 31.5, which now it's 32.5. And Freiermuth had 31 that game, so he was close to covering in his game. He's had at least 4 targets in the last 4 games, and the way this Detroit offense is looking, I think the Detroit defense is going to be exhausted and gassed by the time this game's over. So I like Font to get one over on this Detroit linebacking core.
You love your tight ends.
I do.
I respect it. We can always do Noah Fant alt line, do 25 plus at $1.50, and do Josh Reynolds.
What did you want to do Josh Reynolds at?
Well, let's just do Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds 70 plus is paying $3.75. Just FYI. We just do Josh Reynolds at 50. Can we do 50?
No, okay. Or do you want to play a little safe and get 40 and then do 30 of Font and just do 2 safe alts? Or not safe, but safer alts.
So Josh Reynolds at 40 at $1.62 and Noah Fant 25 plus at $1.50. Boom.
Let's do it.
All right. Alt markets. Sneaky. The next game is New York Giants and the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are 9-point favorites in this one. The total is at 43. We got Mike Glennon in this game. Is he back? Did he get through concussion protocol?
Everything I've seen is for him to come back. So
yeah. We got Mike Glennon props out here. So that's everything that everyone wanted to see. Pretty sure everyone is super excited to have Mike Glennon props. So
isn't like a playoff berth in one of your leagues based on Mike Glennon playing?
Yes, it is. Ben Hoyt, what's up, man? How are you going? Thanks for joining.
What's up, Ben?
Yeah, I do have Mike Glennon in Superflex League. I had to pick him up last second because I have Wentz and Mac Jones on bye, and I have Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers and Mike Glennon take me to the promised land. What did you like in this game as far as props go?
To be honest, this is my first time seeing any of them because when I had looked earlier, I still didn't have any because of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, and I think who else was it that was also being looked at for COVID? I think it was
the whole team pretty much. I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm new. I'm looking at these numbers for the first time. So, what do you like? Maybe I'll like it too.
I like Jared Cook over 33.5 yards receiving. Obviously, they got some receivers down here. Even if Mike Williams makes it back, which is going to be tough, I still like Jared Cook over 33.5 yards. Jalen Guyton's at 40.5. Obviously, I like that better if I know that the receivers are out. Mike Williams he actually has a prop out here, so it looks like he's going to play 65.5. With no Keenan Allen, I like that option as well. I like Austin Eckler over 106.5 rushing and receiving. I like that one. Yeah, you like that one. So we can go a variety of ways here.
What's my guy Donald Parham at?
So my guy Donald Parham is not on here. Did he get taken out?
He better. Okay, if he is out because of COVID, I'm gonna be upset because I had to pick him up because Hawkinson is out in a 14-man league. So if Donald Parham is out, so because I'm playing him, I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit on Donald Parham first touchdown for this week if he is active.
Nice, I like it. Looking at touchdown markets, first touchdown. He's in there. He's at 26.
There he is. There he is.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But as for the power parlay, Austin Eckler over 106.5 rushing and receiving goes in. We're up to $965 to 1 odds on this one. I like Jared Cook still. I think Jared Cook 25 plus is interesting at $1.45.
Let's do it.
All right, we're throwing that in as well. So adding those to the power parlay, and we're going to move on from the chart game to San Francisco 49ers at the Cincinnati Bengals. And we are looking at the Bengals are giving the 49ers 1.5 points in this one. What do you like about this game? Is my guy Joe Mixon going to make it, man? Because I really need him to make it.
Yeah, you know what? I think he plays, and I like his over. And I like his over because I also like Joe Burrow's passing yards under 258.5. San Francisco has only allowed 2 quarterbacks all season to hit that mark. And they're tied for 5th in least pass yards allowed a game. So I think we're going to see a lot of Joe Mixon barring any last-minute issues. What is he? Is he nursing something? What is it? I haven't even looked at that.
He did get banged up last game. He came out for a second and came back in. So I don't know exactly the extent. I didn't look into it too much. I was just like, they probably just gave him a day off, and then they're still questionable. So
I really like Joe Burrow under 258.5 just because I feel like the way the 49ers run the ball and the way their secondary plays, I think keeps Joe Burrow under this total.
I like Jeff Wilson over 57.5 yards rushing. When he's been given the workload, I think he's done a good job with it. He's not going to wow you, but I think he's a good meat and potatoes guy, as I call him. He just gets what's blocked for him. He just does his job, and yeah, he's a guy, but he gets it done in this offense. They like to run the ball a lot. After seeing Jimmy G throw so many interceptions last week, I'm sure the coaching staff is well aware that they're, of his limitations. So I like Jeff Wilson in this one. Looking at receivers wise, Kittle 65.5, interesting. He's been on an absolute tear. Jamar Chase is at 63.5. T. Higgins at 64.5. Is also interesting. So What do you think we put in here?
I mean, I do like Wilson. I think he'll get the volume to hit that. I like Wilson, and I also like the Joe Burrow under. So you can make the call on that one. I'd be happy with either.
Joe Burrow under 258.
Yeah.
258. 258. I don't know if I can do it.
No, it's tough. It's tough because the Bengals air it out, so it is a tough call for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. What's Tyler Boyd done the last forever? Anything?
Let's see.
Does he even catch the ball anymore?
I mean, I looked at his prop yesterday and I didn't write it down, so I don't think he's done enough.
But that was predictable.
Yeah, he had 7 targets, 5 receptions, and 85 yards. And before that, in his last 4, he had 13, 49, 11, and 69. So kind of have to. That's definitely a dart throw for hoping he has a good week.
I was looking at the under anyway, but he's just kind of up and down. So kind of weird player. Uzama over 2.5 catches.
Your dynasty tight end 6.
He's had 3 catches, 2 catches. So that looks like a sweaty one. So we'll probably try to avoid that.
No,
all right, man. We will just. I think we play it safe here. We just take Jeff Wilson 50 plus $1.57.
Let's do it.
And yeah, get out of here with our heads on still. So next game we're looking at is the Buffalo Bills and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Bucs roll this game. This is a nightmare matchup for the Buffalo Bills. The Bucs are 3.5-point favorites. The total is 53.5. I like the under 53.5, and I like the Bucs to roll in this one.
Okay, no, I agree with you there. Prop wise, I got a fun one for you. Gabriel Davis over 24.5 yards receiving. He's covered in his last 4 and has had at least 4 targets, or at least 3 targets in last 4, and he can pretty much get that in 2 receptions. So I like that one there. This one's going to be probably a sweat depending on the way this game goes, but Tom Brady under 307.5. But I think that just might be because I think once the Bucs get a lead, it's going to be I can't even keep up with Fournette's names anymore, so I have no idea what his current nickname is. But I think he's gonna roll against them too.
Yeah, definitely. Just a shout out to the Colorcast comments. MD Lawson, what's up, man? How are you doing? CJ James,
what's up, Michael? What's up, CJ?
Help me make some bread. Yeah. That's exactly what we're trying to do, man. We're trying to help you here. Just bet the Bucs minus 3.5, and you'll be happy. Done. Boom. Looking at the props here, like you said, yeah, we don't know what Lenny's nicknames are anymore. His rushing yards at 56.5. That seems really low.
It does. It really does.
Considering the fact that this Buffalo Bills defense has just been out physical at least 2 of their last 3 games. Lenny had 13 carries for 44 yards, 17 carries for 100, 10 for 35, 11 for 47. He would need, I think, about 15 carries in this game. Maybe less to get this one, but 15 carries seems about right. His rushing attempts number is at 13.5. I think it's a really good number. Looking at it, I think
so too.
If he gets over 13.5, I think he gets it. If he gets under 13.5 carries, I don't think he gets it. It's just kind of you're trying to guess game script in this one, and I don't really like it. Josh Allen rushing yards at 33.5. I don't understand why Buffalo doesn't try to run the ball more with him. It's very different from last year. I think, he's definitely that's his thing. He should be running the ball way more, and I understand why that's happening.
What's Fournette's receptions? Curious.
Fournette's receptions is at receiving yards. 49 receptions at 5.5. That's
wow. Well, I mean, he's had 7, 7, 6, and 8 receptions in his last 4. So I see why the number's grown. And the receiving yards is at
35, 36.5.
36. He's covered that in 3 of the last 4.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Gronk?
Yeah.
49.5.
I like Gronk. I do like Gronk. I feel like Gronk's been since coming back from the injury. It looks like he took his time, made sure that his body was right, like he felt good. And in his last 3, so wait, what was it at? It was at
gone over. Last 4 he's gone over.
Yeah, last 4.
49.5.
Oh, let's not even think about this one too hard. Gronkowski.
All right, Gronk goes in the power parlay. I also like Chris Godwin over receptions again. It's at 6.5. He's been crushing it lately. I mean, he had 15 catches last game. Something ridiculous. He looked like he was just like exhausted after the fact. I'm paying like $1.65 though for his reception total. So we'll move on from the Bucs game, and we'll look at the Green Bay Packers versus Chicago Bears. Our second to last game. The Packers are 12-point favorites, and they are paying $1.95 on the handicap. Total is at 43. What do you like about this Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers game?
So I like Cole Kmet at over 32.5 yards receiving. He's covered in his last 4. He's covered in 3 of the last 5, and Packers have allowed, like I said, startable tight ends. And by that I mean like fantasy relevant ones. 4 of the last 5 of those tight ends have covered against the Packers. So another situation where I think Kmet gets the over here.
Oh,
ooh, 30.5.
Yep. I'm not sure. I hate all things Chicago Bears. Props.
Yeah.
David Montgomery receiving yards at 18.5. I think that's interesting. But I mean, what's Devontae at? It's Devontae season. Is that 88?
Devontae banged up?
I don't care. Total receptions. We don't have Devontae's total receptions in here. Got longest reception, but we don't have. What is there to like in this game, man? I hate it.
It's not much, man. It's not a lot.
I mean, David Montgomery, rushing yards, maybe. Justin Fields, rushing yards, no. Yeah, I hate this game officially. So there you go.
Yeah,
well, we do have to choose something. We're going Cole Kmet. Is that what we're doing? You're the only one that has a solid play on this one. So
that was the one I liked, and then my lean that I didn't write down just because like I like Kmet a little more, but Darnell Mooney, I think, is he at 44.5? What's MVS's longest reception at actually?
MVS long 19.5.
All right, 19.5 and MVS. Let me just look up his
It's at 28, 75, 41, 75. Oh wait, sorry. 28, 75, 41, 16, 47. His longest reception. It's the last 5 games.
So he's hit that over in. I mean, we can go that if you want to just go with on that side. He's had 9 and 10 targets in his last 2 games.
I don't hate it.
I mean, it's either go with the Bears in like frustrating offense, or we just take a shot and go with the MVS long ball play, which I mean,
like the MVS long ball play.
Let's do it.
Aaron Rodgers, he owns the Bears, so we'll do that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. The Bears offense.
Yeah.
The Bears offense is so like I remember. Do you remember when we had Alex or Prop Starz back a few weeks back, and he mentioned the whole completions for Fields?
Yeah.
Well, I did the under in a parlay with the prop, the completions, and the pass attempts, and of course that was the 1 week where he like made me sweat it out to cash, but it was a sweat, Corey. I was like, I don't ever willingly want to play a Bears prop this season.
Exactly. So we'll stay away and we'll play NBS. Last game of the night is the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are 2-point favorites in this one. As for props, is there anything that stands out for you in this one?
So this game also wasn't available for me when I looked at before work. So let's see what you like, and we can kind of go through this one as a team.
Yeah, looking first glance at this, Kyler Murray rushing yards at 27.5. We do have an alt line for him as well. At 25 is $1.72. Kyler, I think that's his best. What he does best right now, he plays quarterback like you do in Madden. Like you drop back like 20 yards and then you just like try to outrun the DN to the corner. And
wait, what's his line at?
27.5. He's had 59 last week, 21, and then 10. Obviously, last week being his first game back, so he had 10 rushes for 59 yards last week. So I like that. I like that.
And in his previous matchup against the Rams, he did he carried it 6 times for 39 yards on their turf. So,
right.
Okay, that's a nice play to jot down.
The other things I'm looking at, Van Jefferson, 15.5 yards. Odell Beckham at 45.5. One of these guys is going to go over this. I just can't tell you which one it is. I would like to say that it's both, but yeah, I think it's a tough call at the moment. I'm trying to figure out who's gonna. It might only be like one catch. Like one of these guys is gonna catch like a 40 yarder as well. So I definitely see that happening. Cooper Kupp it's just too high for me at the moment. And then you're looking at like DeAndre Hopkins. Can he get to 58.5 yards receiving? He definitely can, but I think that Jalen Ramsey matchup's interesting. And Christian Kirk at 46.5. I think Kyler rushing is the player.
Yeah, that's probably been the one that I think seems like it has more standing behind it. All the other ones, it's just kind of like a coin flip. And if we get to this point, this will be our last parlay. So I think I feel more comfortable putting it on Kyler's legs.
I just want to see more cuts of Kyler standing next to Aaron Donald, looking like
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Small child. Anyway, that's full now. Here we go. We got Tyreek Hill over 78.5 yards receiving. Alvin Kamara over 70.5 yards rushing. Kamara over 33.5 yards receiving. Dante Foreman 50+ yards. Laquan Treadwell 25+ yards. Marquis Brown over 54.5 yards receiving. Russell Gage over 4.5 catches. Taylor Heineke over 22.5 completions. Brandon Cooks over 4.5 receptions. Josh Reynolds 40+ yards. Noah Fant 25+ yards. Austin Eckler over 106.5 rushing and receiving. Jeff Wilson over 50+ rushing yards. Rob Gronkowski over 49.5. Marcus Valdes-Scantling over 19.5. Kyler Murray over 27.5 yards rushing. Total of that is $10,503.25 to 1. I got a power play as well, so it's like it will go up to $12,847.
Oof.
$5 pays $64,235.98.
Be nice to get reimbursed for Christmas. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So we're going to lock that one in, and we thank you and all of you that jumped in and gave comments and just watched this stream. Really appreciate it. Alex, let everyone know where they can find you on Twitter.
You can find me at _Alex Valdez. I post my NBA props daily, and I post a couple NFL props, so check it out. And be sure to keep an eye on Corey. Corey always finds those money guys. He's been on. Shout out to Corey for putting me on to Jace. Is it Jay Sean Tate?
Jay Sean, yep.
Yeah, Jay Sean Tate. That assist prop has been money. So kudos to you for finding that one.
And we did have one last comment from MD Lawson regarding the NBA. He wanted to know if Curry's going to break the 3-point record tonight. I don't know. What does he need? Does he need like 10?
I think he needs 10. He needs 10. So
that's a lot.
his 3-point total has jumped up to 6.5 on majority of books. So I think all the books are
Everyone's
try-
been banking for like the last couple games too. Just waiting for that breakup.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. I'm probably gonna say no, but I think he does.
I would lean under 6.5 on the prop, so I don't think he gets 10. But
so never know.
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming on, and we'll talk to everyone soon.
Thank you, man.
All right, see you.